Today I'm going to show how I trim my hair and color. This is going to be a two-part series. The first part, I'm going to do a dry cut. That's going to be my guide. And then I'm going to color. We're going to go with Back to the High Lift Cool Blonde by Ion. It's very, very sweaty in here. You'll have to excuse me. The first thing I like to do is to make sure that my skin is safe. So I have coconut oil here. While I apply my coconut oil really quickly for you guys, I'm going to talk about my supplies. First, I have my handy dandy hand mirror, right? So I want to get this on my forehead, right? Because I don't want to dye my forehead or actually even bleach my forehead. I have very, very sensitive skin. And then I'm gonna go ahead actually and comb my eyebrows. It's gonna look funny, but the last thing in the world I need is to dye my eyebrow or bleach my eyebrows, quite honestly. And this color that I'm doing is gonna hopefully be significantly lighter, back to the blonde color that I was looking for. So yeah, I've got my hand mirror, probably, I don't know, I think Dave and I got this mirror for fair one year at the dollar store. A couple other Sally items. Of course, I already mentioned the High Lift Cool Blonde from Ion. I have the 40 volume developer, definitely a sensitive scalp from Ion. I'll be using the Aftercare sealer in the shower when I'm done. Got my gloves, found most of my hair clips. I have some more clips in here, brush, comb. I've already mixed up half of what I'm doing or what I'm going to use, just because I haven't done my color in so long. We've all been home and I just didn't see the point in wasting it, and it's always nice to kind of see what color your hair is growing out to, especially, in the winter time when it's not being affected by the sun as much. Of course, my hair has always been really affected by the sun because I spend a lot of time at the beach. Growing up by Lake Michigan, now living here in Washington, I spend a significant amount of time at the beach, even in the summertime. Sweating a little bit. We'll mention my other supplies. I've got all these rags because I don't like to be messy and I sweat and this stuff drips and whatnot. You'll also notice that I'm not putting a towel or anything around me. I'm just gonna put coconut oil to protect my skin, and then anytime I drip, I'm gonna wipe it off really quick with my little handy dandy rags right here. So I'm just hitting my shoulders really quick. I'm also wearing an old shirt that I used to really love, but now it's really old. And I don't care if it gets stained. Let's see, what else do I have here? Scissors, of course. I got my junky little scissors, maybe that's new ones. I have cold beverage. Made myself some fresh squeezed strawberry lemonade. I've got a towel, old towel over top of my camp chair. I've set this all up here in the kitchen or in my dining room. Normally I do it in the bathroom, but it's not big enough for filming. So I've staged all this for you all. I also have newspaper underneath my chair because if I were in the bathroom, I would have a towel underneath me. Because you do drip, even when you're careful. Even when you're so careful, you're going to drip a little bit. So, I'm all oiled up. A couple of things I'm going to say is I have actually a cowlick, especially on this side. So I like to not, it makes it look like my hair's thin. So I don't really want to dye the hair right there. So I'm actually going to coat that in coconut oil. Those little tiny hairs right there, so that they don't get totally bleached out. And then I'm also gonna do the widow's peak right here, just a little bit, because even if I'm going really, really blonde, I still want to have a bit of a natural feel if possible. My hair tends to bleach out really well, so I'm going to be touching up this hairdo just as needed. I'm looking at the top. I took some pictures yesterday. The top is super duper light, so I'm going to lay off on the top with the dye right away, and I'm going to focus mostly on the orange. And the reason why I've got so much orange is because for New Year's Eve, I dyed my hair like the dark ash blonde. I actually ended up matching my best friend's hair for New Year's Eve, and that was fun. But the toner's washed out, and I'm left with just the red. I do have Irish and Scottish heritage, so my hair tends to do the same as my skin. As you can see, I got a lot of freckles. My hair is going to bleach out from the sun pretty easily, and also it's going to bleach red really easily. It's always been an issue. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start with a dry cut actually, and now you'll get to see how I usually wake up. So let's see, I have been home for so long that I've been lucky enough to be able to not wash my hair for not use any products actually for almost a month, and I definitely have not washed my hair in at least 2 days, and when I did do that, I just rinsed it actually, and the reason for that is the sensitive skin issue for one. You don't want your scalp to peel off, because if you don't have enough of your own natural oils to protect, you're gonna get a lot of irritation. It doesn't matter, and if you're doing your hair a lot, you really need to take extra special care to make sure that your hair doesn't get damaged. So I did a conditioner treatment just on the ends, and so I twisted it up, and took some pictures to see where we were working with, and so this will kind of give you a good idea. And I'm like, oh my god. Alright, so I don't want to cut my hair any shorter than what I can pull it back really quickly into a low ponytail for work. Because let's say, it's been a freaking 14-hour flying day, and now I'm in some Florida town for 8-10 hours at a hotel. I'm exhausted, and I've woken up, and my hair doesn't want to do anything. So, I would want to pull it just really quickly back, and it's a good idea to do the dry cut with my kind of hair, because it is so wild and curly and fluffy that I don't want to mistakenly cut it so short while it's wet that I can't pull it back when it's dry. So, alright, we got this going on. I'm going to try to use the little mirror as much as possible so that y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm going to start on one side, because I usually part my hair on the side, very rarely in the middle, because I have a round face. So, part it on the side, cut it. Oh my goodness, I'm so tired, la 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 la. Imagine yourself in the morning. And you gotta do it again. And you don't want to take the time to fluff it up again. But it doesn't look too bad. And a nice little professional low ponytail. So, I'm gonna do one side really quick, and then I'm gonna do the other. So I'm not gonna do a lot of cutting in the dry hair. And I'm actually not going to do a lot of cutting totally in this video, because this is a trim. Honestly, I used to cut my hair a lot more myself when it was really long, because I would just put it in a ponytail, put it in a braid, and cut out the ends, no big deal. But with this, honestly right now, I'm just dealing with like a lot of bulk. and the fact that my hair grows unevenly, I need to fix the color. So I'm just gonna do a quick trim. So I'm really just gonna be brave. And I'm gonna use 2 little guys, since I didn't even realize how long my hair had gotten. I'm gonna put like another rubber band, just like about another inch. Then all it's gonna do is hold it, so I can just kind of like, so you see I got like a really pointy ponytail. And you can see where it's uneven. See, it's quite uneven. So I'm just gonna actually wackadoo. And, you know, you always get a little nervous when you do this. But I'll be able to fix whatever. Don't cut yourself. I'll be able to fix whatever unevenness later on after I do have my hair wet. So, mix it a little bit. One of the other things I didn't mention is that I have a trash can right here. I think you'll notice I just really like things to be clean, and if you clean as you go, then it's much easier. So, all right. I'm gonna take out the other one now, and see what I did here, and see if there's any kind of little hacks I want to do. And it's really hard with with one hand on the mirror, so I'm actually gonna turn around really quickly and have fun. Well, I'm really just going by feel. The lucky thing is that I have curly hair, so if I screw it up, I can pull it back in the ponytail for one, and I can kind of hide it with my wild hairdo, naturally wild hair look. So I don't know, like I kind of feel like I want to make it shorter, but I don't know. It's your hair. It'll grow back. You'll be able to see the stylist soon. Right? Just reassuring myself, of course, you know. Yeah. Alright, so now I'm going to actually go ahead and part it on the other side and see how that side looks. And this is my colic side, so it looks a lot different. When I do my hair on this side, it's usually when I want it to have like the dramatic part, because the part's so dramatic. Alright. And the reason why I'm doing it this way is really just because I want to make sure that I don't cut it so short that I can't get it back. And I'm only drinking lemonade because I don't want to convince my drunk self to cut bangs again. Because it seems to me that if I cut my hair drunk, I tend to end up with some bangs, and I just don't really look good with bangs. It goes way back. Actually, doing my own hair actually goes way back. I remember having a rather traumatic hairstylist experience, and it's always been kind of hard to find somebody that is understanding. I mean, I feel like the best hairstylists I actually ever found were in Vancouver. And since I live in Washington State, it's not practical to go to BC to do my hair all the time. Now, some flight attendants would argue with you, of course, on that merit. You know, I think I'm gonna go with this, especially because I have already mixed up my dye. And I'm gonna check really quickly to make sure we're still recording. And then I'm gonna start with the dye. Ta-da. Oh, yeah. Let's fix it up here. So because I'm working with a much darker color underneath and in the back, and I have so much red still going on in there, I actually am going to do the dye in 2 different steps. So I've taken half of the color and mixed it into a 2-to-1 ratio, and I'm going to save the rest of the color for the end, just to touch up the ends and hopefully do some toner. So I don't want the ratios to be the same, so that hopefully I can end up with mostly blonde hair instead of the lovely mixture I have going on right now. So just looking it up really quickly. I mixed it earlier, but it's always best to have the stuff mixed well. I broke the tip off my little paintbrush here, but he's still good. Let's see, what else do I need right away? Alright, so I kind of consider this one to be dirty already. I'm going to use it to set my brushes on. And then I need to do some sectioning. Especially because, like I said, I'm dealing with like a lot of grow out and a lot of multiple colors. For me, first being a platinum blonde and then going darker blonde, and then letting it grow out for like 2 months. I feel like I did touch it up sometime in February, but I didn't leave it on long enough. And it was the same color as New Year's Eve as well, so I just ended up with a little bit of toner, and it would wash out pretty quickly because I didn't leave it on long enough. So back to the craziness, like up in the front, it's a much lighter, but on the back and on the sides, it's darker. And I really don't want to have like a big orange spot on the top of my head. So I'm actually going to start at the back and the crown of my head and section off, I don't know, I guess what you could call your bangs section, or the top of your head section, probably a little more accurate in this case. And I'm going to touch that really quickly, and then I'm going to start at the bottom. So this is going to be a multi-layer, multi-pinning process. Excuse me, I don't want it to be too long, so I'm just going to try to not talk and keep focused on the task as much as possible for you all, because this already is what I consider a very lengthy process. So, time to get brave. And it's so helpful to have the mirror behind you because I can see everything going on behind me. And just like a paintbrush, not too drippy is your best policy. So I'm gonna literally hit all of this darker. I'm not gonna go all the way to the roots because my hair is growing out so light. I'm really gonna focus on the orange first. think that that will be a good idea, just because I had gone with the darker ash blonde before, and I have so much of the darker tone left, and it was fine. Like, it looked good with my natural red undertones popping through that dark blonde color. And it was cute to match our hair for New Year's Eve. People always say we look like sisters, and it definitely didn't help the situation. No, it's fine though. I think she's used to it. We had a blast as well. Let's see, we went on a cruise to the Bahamas. I'm gonna do my ears, for my ears next, because it seems like my hair tends to grow really quick right there, and I don't like when I pull my hair back and I have like a darker patch right there. So I've noticed that in addition to the top of my head, I kind of need to like hit that one quickly. And the reason why, we're doing it in layers is just so that we do have an actual change in the total color, and not just more of the brassiness. So let's see. I'm going to hit that one just really lightly. I can already see that it is lightening up really quickly. So I'm going to move along, and I'm actually going to do another section off. Because the bottom half is so much darker. I don't think I did anything with it the last time. I dyed it. Where's the other hair thing? It's nice to keep all the things in the little thing. All the things in the little thing. All the things in the little thing. And you know what I noticed? Bad of me. I forgot to put my gloves on, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. Because it's a good idea. Excuse me, the allergies have been so bad. I've been playing in my yard a lot. It's been fun. Oh, and I found another hair thing. It was on my wrist the whole time. I'm a little flustered. This is only like my third video I've ever done on YouTube. I don't really know where I'm gonna go with this channel, but I have a lot of ideas. So I'm just winging it. I was going back and forth. Like, oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to do that. And finally, my friend, my little confidant, she said, just do it. You're thinking too hard. And I thought about it. Because, yeah, I do tend to overthink things. It's not hard to do. I want to have everything scoped out, planned out, and all that. But, the reality is, I can't really wait much longer to do my hair. So, today I had to make a decision. Now, I'm going to wipe off my ears so I don't start itchy burny. This is why all those rags come in handy. And I'll try to fold them over when you're done, so you have like always something clean to wipe with. So moving along. That's gonna be on my way. Pin. I have a lot of hair, so this is quite a process. Alright, so I'm just gonna start working on this, and I'm gonna go through the whole thing. I'm gonna start at the roots. pinned it up there and get it out of the way so I can get the darker color done. See, I'm paying extra attention to the behind the ears situation and then moving down my neck. My dye is globbing, telling me I need to hustle this on. Stop talking so much. But I like to talk. Let's see. So yeah, traumatic experience as a child, of course, we all have them. I was forced to get like a horrendous haircut I didn't want. Bangs, mom mullet type 80s deal. Yeah, I'm not a parent, but I have to say, like, if you're gonna have to freaking threaten your kid to give them a haircut they don't even really need, maybe you should think twice. Thanks, Mom. Otherwise, I might grow up not really trusting people and also really not liking hairstylists very much either. Now I have, since I have gone so much shorter, I have started going to see someone to especially fix my undercut because I have so many layers that my hair can be poofy in a bob if I'm not careful. And it's just too hard to cut evenly. You can see I was just kind of winging it, you know, and I'll see later I'm just gonna be kind of winging it. And so it's nice to have somebody who's willing to take the time to wash it and take the extremely long time it takes to blow it out and straighten it and then make sure that it's an even cut. So I feel like that is pretty well done. I didn't try to work it totally through the ends. I have planned on touching those up later. And I will say, you know, even when the stuff is sensitive skin, it still freaking burns. I'll tell you. You know, it stops burning after a second, but that's still hard for the sensitive skin types. Just on my shoulder. Oop. Okay. And now that I wiped that off, discard. I'm gonna actually paint it back on because I do want it to be orange. Alright. So, here we are. Check the other side. Yeah, a little more. I will say the short hair is nice because I actually dyed my hair with one bottle where when my hair was waist length, it would take like 2, sometimes 3 bottles. I'd go into a salon and be like, oh, I want a blowout, and they'd be like, okay, and I'd let down my Rapunzel, and they'd be like, oh, oh, this is gonna be hard, because really to to properly do a blowout on my hair from a wet state takes close to 2 hours at the minimum. And if you're a perfectionist, you're going to notice that as soon as you get to one side, the other side's already starting to curl again, especially with any kind of humidity in there whatsoever. So, trying to keep my supplies all together so I don't lose them again. Where are we at now? Alright, I got the top back down. And I do see that it is looking much lighter already, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the sides of the top. And like I said, it's handy to have these mirrors because I can totally see the back of my head right now. And now I'm hitting literally every dark spot. I'm gonna hit every single dark spot. And towards the front, I tend to go closer to the roots. Even though it's nice if you can avoid it, going all the way to the roots, just because it is helpful for when it grows out for me personally, but also it's better for your scalp, of course, because bleaching your hair isn't the best thing for your skin. It's chemicals. Even though it's got all these nice sensitive skin labels, we can't disguise the fact that it's chemicals and putting chemicals on my head. So hopefully between my natural skin oils and the coconut oil, I've been proactive enough to be protected. If I haven't, the first thing I'll notice is scalp peel, which is absolutely disgusting. And it'll happen a couple days after you die, because your whole freaking scalp will just be like, no, I'm going away now. I don't like you anymore. Actually, it's like, oh, you've killed me. Totally killed me. So I'm just kind of poking at it and looking at it and seeing what we have, because we're done this part actually first. And I don't know if you can see, but it's already like really light. It's already lighting very quickly. So I want to move along. And why you asking me during the bottom part first? Like, oh my goodness, you're gonna have layers. It's just because I know the last time I did this, I really didn't do much to the back. So the back has had almost no treatment. And that'll mean two things, actually. Sometimes it means it actually takes up the dye better, but it definitely means I have to leave it on a little bit longer in that section. And because the top of my head is so much lighter, whether it be natural highlights, hereditary grayness, or just sun, it bleaches so much more quickly. So actually now you notice I'm like wiping my gloves off and all that. And I'm wiping off anything I might have dripped. Give my neck a quick one so I don't get itchy and burny. And then discard that one. And then I am going to work on the top, because I generally wear it. Like you saw me earlier, I'm gonna do my natural part, or the part that I naturally wear. Anywho, and at this point we're getting really messy, but I don't actually want to get too much dye on the ends because they are still so blonde. So believe what I'm gonna do actually is pin one of this up. Yes. I believe I will pin this, or just tie this side. Lots of pinning, lots of tying, but the more time you take on this. Okay, so right now I actually can see a distinct line. And I don't even want to do anything to it. So I'm gonna actually start not at the roots. I'm gonna start at the first line of where I last did the darker blonde color. And hopefully I don't run out of light here. I'm in the cabin and it's dark even though it's hot. Yeah, I'm sweating. So yeah, here we go. I'm gonna touch that little guy so he's nice and light. And it's got looking like, alright, what do we got going on here? I got a lot of orange. Right? So I don't want to go on too far yet because I still have a lot more of the top of my head to do. Right? So just move on to the other side. Remember, try to remember not going all the way to the roots this time. Try to remember. Yeah, I can see like all the variety of colors in my hair. Now I'm gonna go all the way to the roots in this because I want it to have like a nice little kind of highlight look where I part it. Be very, very blonde, hopefully. But then I'm gonna move back away from the roots. And eventually it is gonna just kind of mush all together because I'm not doing, clearly I'm not doing foils. This is more of a all over touch-up job. And now, remember I put some coconut oil on my hopefully more widow's peak. It's because I like that look, you know. Marilyn had the pretty strong widow's peak, and yeah, everybody likes to use all those contourings for their face. And I think I forget that you can contour your hairline as well. Alright, so now I'm gonna go all the way back over to where my cowlick is, which is actually just where I was before. But I got a lot of hair right there. Alright, so this is all I gotta get touched. And I did touch it a little bit before, you'll remember, but not a lot because it was still up in the thing. I'm not paying as much attention to where I'm at the roots on that one because I really want the top of my head to blend. Sure, here we are. Yeah, as you can see, this is already considerably lighter. Considerably lighter. Ooh, don't get on my eyebrow. You see why I'm glad I put the coconut oil on my eyebrows. Because I don't want it to touch. Alright, so I definitely just went all the way in the back. But I'm going to go a little bit more careful here. 2 reasons. 1, the roots thing. 2, the cowlick thing. The darker my hair is, the less it looks like it's thin right there. It's not really that it's thin, it's just that the cowlick right there kind of makes it not grab. And I don't want to patch, so it will get hit. Everything's gonna get hit eventually, even the very, very ends, just so that we can get it toned. So the next batch that I mix won't be a 2-to-1 matte mix at all. It'll be closer 1-to-1 for sure. Now I'm just gonna hope that my coconut oil did its job and protects that little widow's peak a little bit. I like to keep wiping. And you notice I'm not being too detailed and too careful about around the face yet because right now I'm just hitting up the dark spots still. So I'm gonna go straight down the middle. Okay. I know I humped myself. feel like I have hair on my face. And I do. This is like half my day. There's hair on my face. There it is. Alright, now I got my nose. So, yeah, still really, really dark right there. Really, really dark. So, really, really dark right there. Gonna hit all of that. Now, I am starting to approach the moment where, yeah, I'm not being as careful in the middle either, where I am ready to move on to the rest of the hair. But I'm just hitting this spot. And one of the problems I usually have with dyeing my own hair really is being afraid to leave it on as long as it needs to be left on realistically. So I end up often like doing this and then doing it again, which is fine. Honestly, I'd rather do it myself these days because it's quite costly when you have this much hair to go in and have them do like a bunch of foils and even an all over dye. And to be honest, actually too, I haven't found anybody that I like to work with. There was a lady I was seeing but she moved to Portland and her replacement wasn't nice to me, and it's just kind of like really hard. And as a younger, apparently looking woman, I feel like I get a lot of discrimination, and maybe because I don't know, sometimes maybe it's the way I dress. Maybe I look younger, but you tend to not always get a lot of respect from other women, unfortunately. And respect for me is huge. I really won't go back to anybody who, doesn't want to work with me and what I want to do with my hair. Cause yeah, you're the hairstylist, but I'm the one who has to walk out the door with it. And I'll tell you how many times I've told these women, I know it looks like my hair is growing in really, really dark ash brown, but it's actually really red once it like grows out an inch. And no one ever listens to me. And I always walk out with purple hair, which is pisses me off when they really think that it's fair to still charge me $100+ when you dyed my hair dark purple and I wanted it to, and I wanted a touch up on my auburn. I'm like, oh, touch up my auburn for me, and I walk out with dark purple hair. Like, come on, man. I don't even think you should make someone pay for that. It's ridiculous, and it's happened so many times. I really just started dyeing my own hair. And it was a lot easier when it was red, and I was dyeing it more red or darker red. But once I went blonde, I decided that I needed to take a more professional approach, and I started using the Sally products. And I have to say, I've been really happy with them. Like if I washed it out right now, my hair would be blaring red. Blaring red. I'm gonna actually just go ahead and put it in a ponytail. So you can see the difference. And then just really quick, I'm gonna keep touching it up. I'm gonna keep touching it up until this is gone, actually. And then I'll move on to the ends. All right. So still really, really dark. So I'm gonna go right back over. Now I'm going all the way up to the roots. Because it's the front of my hair. And I want it to be even. These little hairs are gonna dye and bleach so much easier. So you really can wait till the end. And I when I first started doing that, I heard that, and so I did that, and I didn't realize that these little guys don't follow that rule. Those little guys like to stay dark. So, all the way under there. It's really, really, really red. I mean, the fun thing about doing this all in one take, and you can't really do hair in multiple takes, is that we'll just find out what happens. And I have totally messed up my own hair before, but like I said, I'm really less concerned about that because I can buy a 6-month supply of hair dye product at Sally for $40. So if I don't go light enough, I can just do it again in a week. Now I definitely want to say, if you don't go light enough, you see a lot of those hairstylists and hair tutorial people, they just go ahead and do another bleach job. I don't recommend doing that yourself, just because bleach, it's your hair, it can be fragile. My hair is pretty thick and coarse throughout most of it, but around the edges it's pretty fragile, and even like the ends, like poof, oof, how different that is. The ends get dry. Sometimes if I really like the color of the ends, I'll go ahead and coconut oil the ends, so that when I do this dye job, the ends don't get as much of the bleach. They'll still get a little, but they won't get as much. So right now, all I'm gonna do, because I feel like I've gotten most of yours, is I really want to look around. I want to look around and make sure I don't have any dry spots, because anywhere you have any dry spots is where you're gonna have a patch that didn't get it. And at this point, if it drips, I'm just wiping it in, because I'm working the color down the length of the hair, of my hair. So, that was one of the first spots we dyed. It's a little dry. I'm gonna paint a little bit more on there. I'm not gonna go too crazy. I'm getting all drippy because now everything is really saturated. So I'm gonna work all this through my roots. I'm not gonna try to scrub my roots, my scalp, even though I want to, because this can be a little burny and a little itchy. I'm gonna try to just make sure I'm working it through the hair. And I'll wipe these guys off. Yeah. I guess maybe I won't work my way through the whole. Let me see if there's anywhere else I could go. Smack in the middle. I guess I could do a middle back part. Do a part down the back. Try not to scrub my scalp so I don't get irritation. Alright, I'm just gonna willy-nilly paint the rest of the scoop into the back of my head. Work it out. Okay. And this is the part where we start getting messy. to go ahead and put my hair back in the ponytail while I mix up the new hair dye. And I'll say, it is burny when you first put it on. But as the time fades, it tends to fade. Also, really why it's a good idea to wait a couple days after washing your hair to put it on, because it can lessen the effect of the burning. Because burning happens. Yeah, so really lightening up. I'm happy with it. So far, it's very red now. I'm not happy with the color yet, but it will continue to bleach out as we move on. So really quickly, I'm gonna wipe this out. Sometimes I will just go ahead and put the dye on top of the other dye, because it's really the same thing you're working with, and it's not going to be that big of a deal. It's going to develop pretty quickly, and we'll move on. I feel like something on my face here. Something on my face. Alright. Yeah, I'm just checking it out, seeing how it's going. I'm gonna move on to the rest of it though, and try to hit it with some dye that doesn't have as much of the developer in it. And what that'll do essentially is it'll put more dye and less lift. So last time I had about 50 milligrams, and I did a 2-to-1, so I put in about 100. This time I'm going to do a 1-to-1, and right now it's not even 50. So I'm going to actually just go up to under the 100 milliliter, so that basically what I'm working with is half developer and half dye. And that will keep me from bleaching out the ends further, and I'm not going to leave it on as long as well. One of the reasons why I'm taking this time to chat is really just because I'm letting this develop. But look at it. It looks so good. It's going so well. I'm going to go ahead and start with this one. After I take a sip. Always a good idea to have something to drink there, ready to go. Also a good idea to have it have a lid, just in case you're really messy and it starts splashing all over the place. So this is already like, boop, ready to go. Alright. So, since we have so much hair we're working with, I'm going to divide it up. And I'm going to hit, actually, the top first. We do this. Oh, there we go. So now, with this one, I am going to work my way down the hair all the way till the ends. But first, I'm going to hit the middle. Because basically, like, I had like the dark mixed with the bleach mixed with the orange, and then we had a lot of mixed up colors going on. So, having more dye than toner is gonna help counteract that oranginess actually, and hopefully end up with that nice cool blonde color. Cool, 'cause it's cool, but that's actually the name of it. Right, so that looks pretty good. I'm gonna clip this back so it doesn't touch my freaking eyebrows. So like I said, the last thing I need is lighter eyebrows. I'm touching this anywhere I see a lot of orange still. And I'm just gonna work it right in with the rest of it. Hopefully it does what I want it to do. Okay, so you can see that that patch is more orange. I'm gonna work it further down the end of this first go round. So, yeah, like the twisting just kind of keeps it out of my way. And then in the back, you see there's a little bit left. I'm gonna work it all the way. All the way to the ends of the back. Because remember, it was so much darker all around. Yeah, see, you can see how much that tinges already. The ends that were so much. You can see it really just counteracts that brassiness, and that is the goal. So now I'm seeing what we're working with. Definitely not there yet. I mean, you can see the difference. This is just like completely no dye, bleached out. I will say that I'm pretty lucky my hair seems to bleach out really easily. Or to a nice white color at least. Alright. Okay. So I'm gonna leave the ones I haven't touched yet, the very, very ends. And then, let's see. Yes, I need to work with this. I'm seeing that it is not as light as I want it by far. So I am going to not hit the ends yet. I'm gonna try to be patient. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna make sure that it's just because that piece is so white, you know, and I think it's gonna get cut off anyway, but I don't know. We'll see. Ow. I'm such a tender-headed person. You know, sometimes with that situation, it's nicer to do some of these things myself. Whereas I can just be like, ow, I hurt myself. Alright, so I'm going to touch the ends in the back with the second dye. Oh, globby, globby, globby. Just to hopefully fully counteract that, any brassiness that's going on. I want it to be a little bit of a darker color than what this is as well. Really gloppy now, because my hair is not absorbing anymore. But max saturation. Alright, so now that we are pretty much there, oof, yeah, there we go. That's a nice reason to have that trash can. And that's just normal hair fall, because I don't brush my hair very often. In between showers, makes it too poofy. Alright, glass again. That's on there. That's happening no matter what happens. Alright. Feel like I'm losing my light. But I can see that my color has improved quite a bit. I'm feeling very confident about this. So I'm gonna touch up a little bit in the back here now that I can see my ponytail. And like I said, touching it up with this is really just gonna try to hopefully counteract that oranginess that can come from lifting so much color. So you see up here, we're nowhere near platinum, that's for sure. Nowhere near. But I think we can move along. Props. So yeah, as you see, if I did it right now, I'd be full redhead. Which is fine, but that's not the color I'm looking for right now. So, I'm gonna brush it out. Make sure that the dye is worked evenly. And then paint. Now, like I said, I think a lot of this that's really, really bleached and dried out, you can see is just gonna end up getting cut off. I noticed that my hair tends to grow faster on the top of my head, and so I have like these little scragglers. They're just like, what a free for all. Oh, jeez. No, now I'm glad I have the stuff under me. Alright. Really, 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 really wet. I'm gonna really, really, really good view of my turkey neck going on here. So I'm gonna twist it up. It is just dripping everywhere. Just drip, 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 drip. So I got some cleaning up to do. Don't want drips to stay on my skin or my pants or anywhere that doesn't have newspaper. Because the dye actually does have dye in it, and it will actually eventually dye you like purplish, which is not something we want. I'm gonna clean this up really good because I splashed. Alright. We're good. I think now, we're kind of just at the weight point. I'm gonna just kind of paint the rest of this on here. Hopefully it'll help counteracting any brassy oranginess that might be trying to happen. And then I'm going to stop the video, and I'm going to probably wait at least 15 minutes. wash it out. I'm going to use, of course, the Aftercolor Sealer. Good idea in the shower. And then I will, on top of that, use my own conditioner as well. Just because I have such thick, wild, curly hair. And the second part of the video is going to be more trim and style. So, I'll see you then.